The coronavirus outbreak led Tzu Chi's monthly cultivation session to go online, reaching 52 countries. Light pollution from LED street lights prevents crops from blooming and growing properly. I'm Sean Scanlon. This is DAI Headlines. In response to the coronavirus outbreak, Tzu Chi's monthly cultivation session was conducted online with an estimated 52 countries tuning in. Let's take a look.
Globally, over 270,000 people tuned in to the online cultivation session recently held. The item at the top of the agenda is protecting life by adopting vegetarianism.
Adopting a vegetarian diet can reduce carbon emission. It will also reduce cutting down trees for livestock use. It also saves water as well as reducing global warming.
Traditional Chinese medicine doctor Shen Yingying is explaining how one's health is related to the flow of the human meridian system. The pinky is connected to the heart, the thumb is to the lungs, while the arch of the foot is to the spleen. One should often massage these areas to open up circulation.
When our respiratory function is smooth, when our blood circulation through our heart is flowing, when our heart and lung are oxygenated, then our qi and circulation is flowing, and our health is well.
This Indonesian volunteer in training is in Hualien at the moment working as a caretaker. She listens carefully to the translations to learn the teachings.
I'm very moved by this service. As when I head back to Indonesia, I can share with them what I have learned. I feel eating vegetarian food is very healthy for us, so I will begin to eat vegetarian food.
Disciples from 52 countries gathered online to listen to Dharma Master Zhenyan's teachings on precautions, on one's body, diet, and intention.
以这为自度，这自身心，那以爱为管理。 那要管治好自己的身口意，那无法都管理会掉啦，很自然呢，我们就会如数感恩、尊重生命、爱，和敬无争，共福缘。
In reducing wants in life while respecting all life on earth, this cultivation session to gain enlightenment is sure to accumulate blessings for all those who walk on the Bodhisattva path.
The most recent global online training stream concluded, some waking up at 1 a.m. to join the live stream, while those in Zimbabwe who stayed at the Tzu Chi office the day before to join the cultivation session.
As the COVID-19 pandemic continues to gain momentum worldwide, Tzu Chi's monthly cultivation session is once again done live online after the success of last month's session. The live stream began at 7 a.m. Taiwan time on April 12th. Those not in the same time zone had to adjust for the time difference. But everyone did so as they did not want to miss out on such a rare opportunity to be with so many of their Dharma family. In the United States, where the epidemic is most severe, from the east to the west, everyone absorbs the Dharma and reflects upon their life.
中医师也讲到，我们全身的经络也跟我们的法也有关系。
The traditional medicine doctor spoke about the human meridian and how it relates to our Dharma learning. It helps us to link up our health and our Dharma on a day-to-day basis.
身体跟法结合在一起。
The Master's teaching was reminding us to get our health, diet, and intention. The things we do now are not without repercussions later. We need to be respectful and cautious. It's best to listen to the Master's words.
52 countries tuned in online and joined in on the live stream, gaining wisdom. It is hoped the teachings of the Master can gather more people to nurture blessings and defeat this pandemic.
Tzu Chi Philippines chapter obtained government permission to conduct aid distributions, giving 74,000 impoverished families rice. Let's take a look at a recent aid distribution in Rizal Province.
Our hearts from sorrows and pain.
While praying, the residents keep a social distance of 1 meter. The army and policemen help the residents carry rice. Tzu Chi is distributing supplies to 2,000 impoverished residents in Rizal Province.
The distribution came in time. Last night, I cooked the last cup of rice in my home.
I am very grateful to Tzu Chi volunteers. They will never ignore us. When disasters take place, whether it's storm or man-made disasters, volunteers always come to us.
The resident is referring to how Tzu Chi volunteers helped them since Typhoon Kasana struck in 2009. Despite the chaos in the world, these angels clad in blue and white uniform will always be there for them.
In Sichuan, China, 9-year-old Zhang Yinsan is from a farming family who embraces vegetarianism and also respects nature. Let's learn more about this amazing little girl.
未来的新农民。
Being close to nature and earth, 9-year-old Zhang Yinsan grew up with a vegetarian diet.
When we planted wheat, she and her older brother covered the wheat with earth using small holes. Before she does things, she will first observe how other people do it before taking action.
Zhang's entire family, including her grandfather and parents, are organic farmers. Therefore, Zhang, who has been vegetarian since birth, has grown up being close to nature.
When I was half a year old, brought my older brother and me back to the farming village. Then we started planting organic vegetables. Therefore, I have been eating healthy since I was little.
If you cannot find her at home or in the field, she must be at the Jingsi Hall. While she looks small among the adults, she actually does volunteer work well. She's like a little flower in the field emanating fragrance.
Street lamps and light pollution not only affect citizens, but also flowers and crops with excessive growth of stems, which prevents flowers from blooming. In order to save energy and reduce carbon, Taiwan's traffic signs and street lights have been completely replaced with LED lights. However, LED street lights have caused light damage to plants and animals due to the concentrated light source and strong rays of light.
This LED lamp has no light shield, and the light pollution impacts the flowers which will be harvested.
This is a chrysanthemum field in Tianwei Township, Jianghua County. When we visited in early January, flower farmers had completed their annual harvest of chrysanthemums for the market. However, a small part of the fields were abandoned due to LED street lighting, which causes harm to flowers and crops.
This is the normal height without light damage. You can see how fast it grew, an additional 30 centimeters in height. Over there is a normal height. The normal flower shape without light pollution should be like this bud. This is affected more severe, so it will not blossom.
People purchase these flowers during Lunar New Year, hoping that flowers add joy to the holiday. Chrysanthemums, which don't bloom, have no value. Farmers would rather leave the fields unharvested. Losses to farmers caused by small LED street lamps is actually quite heavy.
The area it reaches can be about 30 to 40 meters wide, so you can see the plants are so far from the street lamp, yet they are affected. If the price for flowers is good, this can lead to losses up to $1,000.
LED street lamp light pollution not only affects chrysanthemums in Zhanghua's Tianwei, but also Miaoli's Gongguan Tongluo Township, where red dates, red quinoa, and chrysanthemum only grow long leaves and don't flower. Yunlin's Xiluo Erlin winter spinach only grows long stems with small leaves, and Yunlin's Douliu rice does not flower. Standing at a crosswalk and watching the go sign is part of everyday life for many. Actually, this is also created using LED light to show its movement. Taiwan began to promote LED traffic signs very early. Starting in 2014, it further promoted the Mercury Street Light Replacement Program. And presently, 1.2 million Mercury streetlights have been replaced in Taiwan with LED lights.
At the beginning, it started from the traffic lights and street lights. At present, we have replaced all traffic signal lights with LED lamps. We are the second country in the world to do this.
The safety of pedestrians and road users are the consideration factors for traffic signals and road lamps to use LED lights because they are brighter. However, for certain plants, crops, flowers, the brightness of LED streetlights causes light pollution and damage. The Economic Ministry's Energy Bureau also knows that LED streetlights will affect plant growth, but at the same time emphasizes that this can be dealt with in a technical way.
The road needs to be bright, but the back of the street lamp does not need to be so bright, so a light cover is added at the back.
Although the light cover can adjust the brightness of the LED street lamp, it still cannot completely avoid the damage caused to chrysanthemums. A fundamental solution, perhaps, should be considering whether such dense street lamps are needed. Also, is it necessary to recreate such bright lights during the night for pedestrian safety and properly assessing the light pollution and damaged plants? After COVID-19 appeared in Indonesia, the government canceled religious activities, weddings, and sports events.
While the epidemic is spreading around the world, the number of confirmed cases is rising rapidly, causing panic throughout every country. So every country is doing its best to reduce the spread of the virus. The Indonesian government has appealed to the public to reduce going out and keep a safe distance with others, and it is best to stay at home. People should avoid going to places such as markets or department stores where many people tend to gather.
COVID-19 di Indonesia ini memang saat ini cukup signifikan ya pergerakannya karena memang di Indonesia
COVID-19 spreads very rapidly. This is a new type of virus, so the government needs a special way to contain the epidemic. Everyone needs to be alert because Jakarta is a very populous city.
Perlu kewaspadaan yang cukup tinggi karena memang di Jakarta ini penduduknya sangat padat.
To stop the virus from spreading, the Indonesian government has enforced a lot of measures to raise people's awareness on the epidemic. Jakarta, which is often busy, has become very quiet. Companies have ordered their employees to work and have meetings at home to prevent them from going out.
Di kantor kami kebetulan per hari ini sudah diterapkan working from home. Jadi ada grouping, ada dua grouping, ada grup.
My company has told us to work at home. Every unit is split into Team 1 and Team 2. Every member works at home and also has meetings at home through video conferencing. We began working at home today as scheduled, so as to reduce our chances of going to offices.
Terlalu ada aktivitas di kantor. Tapi tetap proses pekerjaan tetap berjalan sebagaimana sudah direncanakan sebelumnya.
Now in many public areas, stricter epidemic prevention measures are being enforced, such as taking body temperatures, providing masks, sinks, and disinfectants for the public.
While the public can find themselves at home, medical staff are busy saving lives at the hospital, though some do not have enough medical supplies as private organizations are raising money to buy medical supplies.
1 month after COVID-19 appeared in Indonesia, it has gravely affected people's lives and also brought down the economy. To support the government fight against COVID-19, the Indonesia Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the Employers Association of Indonesia held a joint action by donating to the Red Cross. This donation ceremony was held at the Indonesian Red Cross, and the donation also shows the passion of the Employers Association of Indonesia in their fight against COVID-19. Rosen Roslan, chairman of the Indonesian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, indicated that the epidemic revealed the true identity of Indonesia, which is a country emphasizing unity and mutual help.
Ya, pada hari ini kita memberikan bantuannya memang tunai.
Today's donation came from two major organizations, so we gave it directly to Chairperson Kala and hope it can help the government fight against the epidemic.
Dan kita menyerahkan langsung tadi sudah kepada Pak JK sebagai Ketua PMI.
Yusuf Kala, chairperson of the Indonesia Red Cross, expressed his gratitude to all passionate businessmen who made the donations and said that aid supplies should be delivered to the hot zones and the cities not needing them.
PMI itu bekerja harus cepat dalam kondisi hari ini. Setiap hari kita.
The Red Cross must move very quickly. If we delay for a day, more people will die. Just like what people have seen, the Red Cross has begun large-scale epidemic prevention work. In the rescue team, we have 200 large and small spray trucks for large-scale disinfection in hopes to stop the virus from spreading.
200 mobil semprot, ada yang kecil, ada yang besar.
Tzu Chi Indonesian chapter has purchased prevention equipment from China, and the first batch has been donated to the Indonesian Ministry of Health.
Tzu Chi Indonesia chapter assisted the local government in fighting the epidemic by importing prevention equipment from China. The packing process in Guangzhou Airport began from daylight till nightfall. Once the equipment arrived in Jakarta, Tzu Chi Indonesia chapter sent people to the airport to receive them. After thorough disinfection, the equipment was loaded into the police trucks.
This is the second batch of prevention equipment we bought from China. We also have proper arrangement with the airport and the police. They assisted us with the customs and also with the help of police trucks. The equipment arrived at the Tzu Chi grounds in a short time.
The second batch of equipment consists of protective clothing, protective goggles, ventilators, hydrogen-oxygen nebulizer, and Qingwen capsule. All the equipment will be donated to the Indonesian government for further distribution.
Many countries in the world are in need of ventilators. We are grateful to receive over 100 ventilators this time. We can save more lives with these ventilators.
Tzu Chi Indonesian chapter has donated 2 batches of prevention equipment, and all of them are donated by the Indonesian entrepreneurs. Their target is $31 million, and their love is still accumulating.
We are able to acquire so many prevention equipment in such a short time because of the generous donations of the entrepreneurs. They donate to the Tzu Chi Indonesian chapter, enabling us to purchase the prevention equipment and support the government's prevention efforts.
As the Indonesian government, charity groups and enterprises work together, people are confident they can win the fight against the epidemic.
Indonesian business people and Tzu Chi volunteers purchased a second batch of medical supplies from China, which were given to medical professionals to treat patients without worry.
Soon after the plane from Guangzhou, China touched down, Tzu Chi volunteers immediately take over and move all the goods to the trucks.
Before sending out the goods, we have checked the ventilators to make sure everything works well.
There are protective goods and medical supplies. After the local representatives examine the items, they sign for receipt and take over the items.
We have about 20 hospitals here which are responsible for treating suspected cases, and also 44 health centers that are in charge of carrying out epidemiology research. so they badly need the mask, gloves, and other items.
Ini nanti akan kami serahkan ke posko kami di Jawa.
We'll bring the protective goods to the relay stations in central Java. Then they will bring the items to the hospitals that need them.
Mereka, para petugas medis, berani memikul tanggung jawab yang begitu berat dan mempunyai resiko yang sangat tinggi. Kita betul-betul sangat apresiasi kepada mereka.
The ER director of Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital, Yang Zhou-teng, established designated wards for SARS patients 17 years ago. Now facing COVID-19 epidemic, he expertly leads the ER team, safeguarding the health of patients and medical staff.
医院是大家防疫的最重要的地方，要守得住。
没有时间害怕。
As more people undergo tests for COVID-19 infection, Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital has set up outdoor checkup station that can accommodate 8 people to reduce the chance of in-hospital infection. The medical team and volunteers have worked together to set up the station in 3 days.
When a lot of people need to undergo checkup, how do you isolate them well? We need an outdoor checkup area. The medical staff can have good epidemic prevention supplies, so they will be safer when inquiring about their medical history. He can take specimens safely. He can also take X-ray outdoor.
One of the designers for the checkup station, Yang Zhou-teng, has participated in the establishment of the SARS-designated hospital 17 years ago. He knows the checkup patients must be separated and the process has to be strict in order to avoid in-hospital spread of the virus.
那看完之后，让他走外面再回来，到这边的裁剪2个地方。
In addition, his important work also includes arranging the ER manpower.
It is our responsibility to respond to large numbers of injured patients. This is also our specialty, so this is a precious opportunity to learn. Our resident doctors change clothes and go in there to conduct the initial inquiry of medical history and take X-ray. After that, the attending physician comes.
Arranging for doctors to take specimen and learn about handling patients with infectious diseases, Yang is training ER medical personnel. As the ER commander, he has to pay attention to details because he cares most about the safety of his colleagues.
有病人进去裁剪的时候，我们就要注意一下那个防护，要穿着防护衣。那在更衣的地方的话，就是要全套的防护装备了，就是手套、口罩，那护目镜。 然后还有防水隔离衣，就是我觉得蛮安心，就是
I feel at ease because the senior doctors think for us. They put in much efforts to plan and set up quarantine checkup station. Dr. Yang does his best and he thinks for everyone.
他有替每个人的着想。
Facing COVID-19 epidemic, Yang Zhou-teng has planned ER checkup procedure and coordinated manpower. He has done an outstanding job leading the ER team to safeguard the health of the residents.
The Dai Humanitarian Center welcomed the return of bamboo coin banks to help workers furloughed by the epidemic. We'll leave you with this. Goodbye.